Nomad users are allowed to use Resubmit feature to amend entries in any automation queue that are either in submitted, completed, or pending status. In order to use the Resubmit feature, we have to use our username and password to login. After login, we should see that the entries that we are allowed to amend have enabled select checkbox. The enabled entries that we see in the This Status table are in submitted or completed status and belong to user who is currently logged in. Let's select the entry in holder 27 that is in submitted status. After clicking the Resubmit button in the head of the status table, the entry is reopened in the booking form. Once we are finished with amending the entry and Continue button is disabled, we need to wait for few seconds for system to process the request. After clicking Continue button, message pops informing us that our sample exceeds day allowance and will be submitted to the night queue. After clicking the Continue button, we are redirected to the dashboard and logged out. If we want to amend another entry, we need to log in again. This time we are going to amend entry that is already in completed status. This might be useful if we want to run another experiments after running some experiments already and sample is still in the auto sampler. In the case of sample in the holder 26, we have already run a simple proton experiment and decided to run carbon experiment as well. So, we change the experiment while we keep all other properties unchanged. Once the Continue button is enabled, we can proceed. Once again, as we are submitting experiment that exceeds day allowance, a message about scheduling the experiment into the night queue pops up. We are also allowed to amend entries that are still in pending status. These entries are listed in the table that can be opened by clicking on the amber button in the To menu. Although we can select entries, the Edit button underneath of the table is inactive because we are not signed in. After confirming our identity by entering our Nomad credentials, we can open Pending Sample table, select Sample Booked for holder 28 and click the Edit button. That opens the entry booked for holder 28 in the sample booking form. We can see that 2 experiments, Proton and HSQC, have been scheduled for this sample. In this example, we remove the second experiment and also change the title. Now we need to wait until system processes our request and Continue button is enabled. All entries that we have amended so far get eventually listed in Pending Status table. If we open the table by clicking on the amber button, we can see all amended entries scheduled for holders 26, 27, and 28. In this stage, we should make sure that our samples are still in corresponding holders of the autosampler. Then we can select them all and click the Submit button and confirm our identity by entering our Nomad password to finish resubmitting routine. After that, our amended entries are transferred from pending table into automation queue.